Musk has always emphasized that recruiting people does not look at academic qualifications. Only the focus is on ability, but the reality is, he recruited the best of the best. Most of SpaceX's engineers come from top universities. The first 1,000 employees include doormen, all interviewed by Musk in person. Tesla now receives nearly 1 million resumes a year. The recruitment rate is less than 0.5%. It is much lower than the acceptance rate of many Ivy League schools in the United States. And from its inception to the present, every employee's hiring is subject to Musk's personal approval. According to the 2020 list of the most attractive employees for students in the United States released by employer branding expert Enigma, Elon Musk's Tesla and SpaceX remain in the top 2 most attractive companies for engineering students in the United States. Perhaps HR all over the world should learn from Musk. Musk, as the Iron Man of Silicon Valley, have an Avengers of his own. When starting a business, he did everything he could to find the best talent. Behind his repeated victories in entrepreneurship, there is always a group of talented colleagues to be found, and to the fullest extent of their abilities. Musk looks for top talent through the following 2 questions. Will you be able to make it through this interview for 30 seconds? Hello everyone, this is The Real Man, a channel that allows you to see the truth about money. If you're interested in getting your free ebook Iron Man of Silicon Valley from the Wisdom Collection, remember to see the end. Let's get started. Musk likes to ask a super brain burning puzzle during interviews, and asked to answer on the spot. Although few people can say 2 answers, but he didn't care if he got it right. The real purpose is to look at the way the other person solves the problem. Musk will ask, you are standing on the surface of the Earth. Go 1 mile south, 1 mile west and another mile north. It turns out to be back to square one, so where are you? Most engineers can give the first answer, that is the North Pole, but few people can say the second answer. Musk later explained, another answer is somewhere near the South Pole, but not the South Pole. Musk will always be happy to explain and cite the relevant formula, but he doesn't really care if the interviewer gets it right. He sees this as an opportunity to test the interviewee's problem-solving and information processing skills. Even if you answer the question incorrectly, it doesn't have to be a chance to work at Tesla or SpaceX, because Musk is not taking this question to do an intelligence test. It's about watching how the validator peels back the layers to solve the problem. And state what you think. You can even be confident in answering or responding when you make a mistake. Understand the emotional intelligence of candidates. Musk believes that people who have the ability to solve problems, it's time to find new ways and take care of the details. So now the question rises, if it's right at the equator, will the answer be the same? Welcome to leave a message to discuss. This kind of question design allows the candidate to reveal the most authentic way of thinking. Ideally, HR managers can judge whether an interviewee is a good fit for the role they're applying for. Many large international companies also use similar questions to test the IQ of applicants. For example, Google's interview questions. Friday at 2:30 p.m. in San Francisco. How many people are using Facebook? An interviewer at HP will ask, if Germany are the tallest people in the world, how will you prove it? Actually, the interviewer doesn't value the answer itself. Rather, it is about seeing how the interviewee systematically analyzes and solves a seemingly unsolvable problem. After all, such abilities are also needed at work. During the interview process, honesty is perhaps the best strategy. But in reality, there are still some job seekers who exaggerate the facts in order to present themselves. According to research by Ron Friedman, author of the award-winning book Best Places to Work in Social Psychology. In fact, 81% of candidates lie during interviews. That's why Musk asks a second question during the interview. A very simple question. but it can see through the candidate. The question is, what's the most difficult job problem you've ever faced, and how do you solve them? Musk said from this issue, he can tell if the candidate is really the one who succeeds and finds a solution to the problem, rather than simply being a member of the team. Once someone has a record of achievement in solving problems, it is very likely that the same performance will be achieved in the future. Musk also explained, those who really solved the problem, they know how they solved it, and know the specifics. Those candidates were able to discuss in depth the difficulties they faced and the strategies they used. Opposite, those who pretend to be problem solvers in the face of this problem may get stuck because of an exaggerated description of the performance of the previous job. When candidates can go on at length, Musk knows that they are not really up to the challenge. Professional interview coach Barry Drexler said, as a job seeker, keep in mind that it is not possible to meet all the needs of one position. This is important. When explicitly asked about their shortcomings, it's best to be honest, but give a positive answer. Finally, express your willingness to learn. Can be around F, A, C, P4 aspects to follow up. That is feeling, action, context, and thinking. For example, when a candidate says he persuaded someone, you can ask how you were convinced. What was said to him? What was his reaction when he heard it? To restore the scene at that time, candidates who want to get into Tesla and SpaceX, almost all geniuses, so just guide the candidates. It's easy for them to climb up the pole. For example, ask them if they were facing a big challenge at the time. They will most likely answer yes. Ask them if they came up with the idea first at that time. They are also likely to answer yes. They know what you want to hear and give you any answers. So Musk will only ask open-ended questions. For example, what then? What did you say at the time? What did you do? What did it turn out like? This constantly encourages candidates to share details of the event. Remember the 3 C's of behavioral interviewing: distinguish the role first, then dig deeper into the details, being careful not to boot. Previously, there is a graduate of a prestigious school who wants to get an internship at SpaceX. Passed the first few rounds of interviews, but at the end of the interview it overturned. At that time, HR asked him what he wanted to know about the company. The graduate asked 2 very real questions. First, what is the interview pass rate of interns at SpaceX? The second is the promotion mechanism within the company. But HR is simply perfunctory about these 2 issues. Then the interview ended. In the end, he was not hired. The reason for the rejection was precisely the 2 questions he asked. HR felt that his vision was too narrow. What Musk needs is a group of talented engineers with big dreams. Create miracles and change the world with yourself. SpaceX's corporate culture CRAV's high caliber, in-depth questions, criticize and question existing rules, demonstrate a vision for the world and a passion for science and technology, and not to satisfy vanity and make money. In the context of such a corporate culture, the problems of the interview pass rate and the promotion mechanism are all manifestations of lack of vision and too narrow vision. For Musk's process of interviewing employees, what do you think? Feel free to leave a comment. If you like this type of film, don't forget to like it and let us know.